Alright, I wanted to show you this pattern really quickly. It's kind of an extension of the custom pattern. So if you want to know how to make custom intersects, you can go ahead and take a look at the previous video. But basically what I've got here is a series of reference lines that I'm using to make intersects on this surface. So if I turn the component off, you can see there's a surface there. If I turn the pattern on, this pattern has been intersected onto that surface. Okay, so I'll turn the pattern off, turn the component back on. This is a flap component that's been applied to it. I'm going to take a look at the south elevation. Basically what I did is I set up a series of reference lines. Then I placed individual V1, V2, V3, V4, and the same here, V1, V2, V3, V4. Parameters on it, and if you look at the parameters, let's shrink this guy up a little bit. V overall is this overall dimension, and it's a little bigger because I was having some constraints problems with this last little piece, which I think I can probably work out later. But the overall is applied to both the height and the width of that panel. And then I have a series of formulas that determine how much those panels get spaced. So basically the only thing that's changeable is the overall, and then you get a division of lines based on a formulaic expression. You could program all of this into Dynamo and into Grasshopper. This is just a sort of different little visual way of looking at it. So for example, if I come in and change this to say 50 feet and apply, right, it changes that whole panel down to 50 feet and keeps those relationships with that patterned piece intact. Okay, so just to take a look at it in 3D. These have been intersected with this. These are still in relationship with those intersections. They've had parameters put on them. The outside of this reference plane surface has been locked to the outside of these reference lines. So when I come in and change the V overall, so if I change it to 120, it's going to update all of those relationships. Right? So boom, boom. So there's a lot of different things, like you can set parameters in this arena here. Obviously there's parameters on that flap. You know, I could change that flap to, you know, just a square, which might make it a little easier to see. So if I went to that square in south elevation, right, you can see those relationships being created, and then I can come in and update those again. So if I come in and, you know, update this to, you know, 60 feet and apply, let's move it over here, 60 feet and apply. Right, it makes that smaller, but all those relationships remain the same based on the formulas. All right.